How's it going, guys? This video we are going to try to dial in a Cuban coffee, espresso dark roast. Bought this from Costco. Only reason we bought it because it's on sale for like a little more than $10. Quite affordable for 2 pounds of organic coffee. Specialty grade, non-GMO, and don't know where it's roasted. But obviously it's from Miami, Florida, so it's local, which is nice. And so it doesn't say where the origin of the bean is, but again, don't really care that much. I just want a cup of good tasting coffee. So we're gonna start with using our Cubano E37J, get a rough dial size, a rough, output time. I already preset our temperature to 92 Celsius degrees, which is kind of a lower temperature for more dark roast. For our medium roast, we usually keep the temperature at 94 degrees Celsius. I also adjusted the pressure on our Profitect Go to just a little bit lower, like 0.5 PSI lower, or 0.5 bar lower, from 9 bar to probably 8.5 bars for, again, a darker roast. So for darker roast, you usually want to use a lower pressure and a lower temperature so it doesn't come out super bitter. But we usually make lattes instead of drinking the espresso straight. So those kind of setting gives you a general guideline, but any kind of coffee, even if you mess it up, you put it in latte, it's gonna taste okay, okay? But of course, I want to taste the espresso shots by itself and just try to tell you guys whether we're able to dial in to get a good, decent shot from this Cuban coffee, espresso dark roast or not. But usually, if you're Cuban, living in Miami, you're making espresso and you're probably gonna be making those super sweet Cuban espresso shots. But that's not what we're going after. We're going after a regular espresso shot. So let's get started. Smell it. And it's actually really dark roast. As you can see from the shininess of the bean, it's gonna have a lot of oil. Now with that, keep in mind, if you're using those kind of really greasy dark roast, make sure you clean your grinder fairly often, because those grease actually stuck to the lining of the grinder, gives it a really weird taste once those oil goes rancid. So you definitely want to maintain your grinder more often with a dark roast. It claims to give you bold, smooth, and sweet taste. I mean, it doesn't smell bad at all. It actually smells pretty good. Not as nasty as the French roast from the Starbucks that we tried. That was quite intense and quite unbearable smell. But this dark roast actually smells good, okay? So I am just gonna pour some into the hopper. Beautiful. Quite oily, guys, quite oily. And the grind size, I'm gonna use my previous kind of grind size for our medium roast, which is around like the 2 mark on our E37J. And I'm aiming for grinding out about 18 grams of the bean. And I have a scale here so I can measure whether the default setting for our old grind is gonna be 18 grams or not. We'll find out. Let's see. So I'm gonna tally this so it goes to 0 grams, and let's actually I'm gonna have it run just for a little bit. All right, so this grind seems way too fine because I was using my hand to fill it, and it's barely coming out. So we're definitely gonna actually change the grind size to around 3 and let it run just a little bit. because you can kind of hear that the grinder is kind of working really hard and it's not grinding anything out. So now the grind size got a little bit better. All right, we're gonna start at this grind size, which for us is at 3. And let's see what 10.9 seconds is gonna give us. We're gonna start. Give us 10.9 seconds gives us 16 grams. We need 2 more grams, okay? So I'm gonna use manual mode and just get a few more. Oops, weird. 19 grams, give or take. So we're starting with the 19 grams shot, and I'm gonna pour those into my double shot portafilter and basket. We're just gonna make an initial brew and see what the timing is gonna be for our new grind or new bean. And if you guys noticed, I'm not using the new trend of, you know, stirring or whatever, the new trend with different kind of tempers. I'm just old school traditional temping, which works for our, you know, previous setting perfectly fine. So you can disagree with me on the techniques, but this is what we do at home. All right, looks pretty good. Here you go. This is what the grind looks like. We are just gonna do a test shot. It's already preheated to 93 degrees Celsius. And we're also gonna take a look at the pressure. The pressure should be displayed around 9.5 bars, give or take. But that should be our starting point. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Where's my measuring cup? Right here, I'm using a metered measuring cup, which works really well. And let's see. All right, we're gonna start. Don't worry about the timing. Again, this is just the initial shot to give it a quick feel how it tastes like. So the pressure is at around 9.8. And it looks like the grind is too fine because so far nothing has come out. We'll definitely have to reduce the grind size for this dark roast. Nothing comes out, okay? So this is definitely too fine. Now we're gonna go back to the grinder. And you know what, I'm probably gonna set it to number 6 to start with. And again, nothing came out, so it's way too fine. Okay, gonna dump this. Do a quick wash. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a little wet. I'm gonna try to dry it as best as I can. But again, with a number 6, that's like a fairly big jump. Hopefully we can get some good shots. I don't want to waste this, so I'm gonna do a test run on this grind. It's gonna be mixed with fine grinds, but never know. Okay, so that's perfect. That's like 18 grams over here. Just gonna make a test run. Again, this one is not gonna be accurate at all, okay? We're just gonna do it for fun and see if something comes out, any liquid comes out. Again, temper. And we're gonna make a test shot. Let's see how it goes. Temperature's at 92. Let's see if something comes out. Pressures at, again, about the same. 9.9, 9.8 bars. Still nothing comes out barely. So we know we need to adjust the grind size even coarser. And this is actually quite a lot of jump from our regular medium roast bean to the dark roast. So if you're using a dark roast bean, expect the grind size to be more coarse. Because it's got more oil, I guess that kind of stops the water flow, just more so than a medium roast where it doesn't have as much oil in the bean as a dark roast. It's already at almost a minute, and we only extracted about 30 milliliters of liquid. So just for fun, I'm gonna taste this. It smells really pungent. It smells really sour. So, wow, extremely bitter. Okay, so definitely we need to change the grind size, get it to a good flow. But I can taste some other flavors in the bean. It actually tastes not bad besides the bitterness. So I think we're already, pretty much on track. Getting the size right, we should get a pretty good shot out of this. You can probably make, add some milk and make it into a latte. It's gonna give you a very strong latte. But again, I'm gonna dump those. We're gonna continue try. This time I changed the grind size to a little less than 7 from 6. And the grind comes out more uniform now. And actually, also smells pretty good. So we're gonna try with this grind at, this grind size. Hopefully the liquid comes out a little bit faster. And we're getting closer. So it definitely looks very hopeful. And again, here's about 18.5 grams of coffee. Might be a little too much, don't know, we'll see. All right, let's give it a try. 92 degrees. I'm gonna use our measuring cup, do one more shot, starting. Now the grind is too fine, so we definitely is gonna find a balance between 7 and 6. Okay, so as you can see, 16 seconds is already filled full. So we're very close to the grind size that we want. Okay. Well, it just tastes like Americano, like diluted Americano, which is not a bad taste. Slightly sour now because the flow is so faster, because again, the grind size was much larger. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I am gonna continue fine-tuning the grind size between 6 and 7 on my grinder. So once I get it fine-tuned, we'll go back to actually showing you guys making a shot, and then actually taste the very well dialed in shots of the Mayorga Coffee Cubano Dark Roast. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys. This is already between 4 or 5 shots later, between different grind size. Somehow I have to adjust the grind to below 5 points. I don't know why, but it just works that way. So let's give this one a try. I kind of have a good feeling about it. Okay guys, so after about 6 or 7 shots that went to the dumpster, we have finally dialed in the espresso for Mayorga organic coffee, and the tasting from the latte that we've made, it's definitely not bad. It's got the classic latte taste. And the espresso shot that we got from that organic coffee, dark roast Cuban coffee, is pretty classic. It's slightly bitter, There's no acidity taste in the espresso shots. And again, from my testing, I'm using 92 degrees Celsius of the brewing temperature, and probably around 9.7 to 9.8 bars of the pressure. But again, keep in mind that pressure translates to actually a brewing pressure of 8.8, around 8.7 to 8.9 bars. So it's kind of a low brewing pressure with a low shot temperature, and it actually gives a pretty classic tasting coffee from that bean. With that said, do we recommend this coffee bean for espresso brewing and for latte making? Yes. And right now it's on sale in Costco for, I think, around $11 to $12, which is again great value at around only $6 per pound. Okay, which is actually on the more affordable side for coffee beans, and especially it's organic, non-GMO, and source verified, whatever it says. Probably marketing, but again, pretty good price for 2 pounds of coffee. So if you guys are interested in that bean and you're in Costco, you see that, definitely get the bean and go home, give it a try. You might like it. We like this bean more so than the Starbucks French roast. This one actually is more close to that classic Italian dark roast taste compared to the Starbucks French roast. And it's a lot cheaper, okay? So definitely good bang for your buck if you're interested. And again, in terms of the grind size, my initial grind size was way off. That's why I had to spend quite a lot of, I have to waste quite a lot of beans to get to the correct size, but it's actually not far off from our dark roast. The final grind size is at 4, and our oat beans grind size is at around 2.3 or so. So only a small adjustment needed to get the grind that we need, but I definitely wasted a lot of beans getting to this point. So again, personal experience is going to differ quite a lot, but for our purpose of drinking this daily, where we use it, yes, we're definitely going to use it. We're going to buy a few more bags when it's on sale, and just to be able to taste it for another 1 to 2 months for a consistent latte making experience. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you found this video kind of entertaining and helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to our channel. I will have more espresso making related videos coming out for you guys. So thanks again, and see you in the next video. Cheers.